host today, Professor Tuck, and this is our Thursday check-in. And today I want to show you a game that I usually play with, that me and my mom used to play before she passed away. Go now. Go. Oops. Go. Sorry, guys. The dog. Will you keep Sam in there, please? But anyways, okay. So sorry, guys. Kind of getting. Is everything okay in there? Alright, sorry guys, we got cats and dogs having cats and dog fights. But anyways, my mom, before she passed away, we used to have we used to sit back and we used to play a game. I've never found anybody else that played the game. I've never found the rules for. I think no, maybe I found the rules for it online one time, but it's not a very popular or well-known game. Most of you know Rummy, but there's a difference between Rummy and contract Rummy. Okay, so with contract Rummy, it's a contract. So you get a number of cards dealt, and the exact requirements that you got to get in order to go down and then go out. So it's not like regular Rummy where you can just make random runs and random sets. It's that for each card set that you get, you're supposed to get one thing or another. So what I want to show you is this here. This is the book because I had to write it down from memory because my Tiffany and I have been sitting back and playing. This is one of our favorite games. We go back and forth. She couldn't beat me at first, but now she's getting close to where she's beat me. Today we just got done playing a game before we even started on the live stream. I beat her 150 to 160. So I beat her by 10 points. It's the closest game she's ever had. Usually she gets blown out, or if she does beat me, it's close, except for one time. But anyways, so how does it work? Let's go over the contract or the different numbers that you need to get. So like I said, I'm pulling this off of memory. If you can find it with the different a different set, because I think 11 and 12 might be crisscross, but I'm not 100% sure. So 7 is 2 sets. So you've got 6 cards, like 2 sets of 3, and then a discard. So 7 is 2 sets. 8 is 1 set, 1 run. 9 is 2 runs. 10 is 3 sets. 11 is 1 run, 2 sets. 12 is 2 sets, 1 run. And there is a second 12 that is 2 runs, 1 set, no discard. What it means by no discard, that means because normally you put down whatever it is that you got to put down, and then you have that final card that you put to go out. Well, with no discard, that means that every single card in your hand, including the one that you draw, has to go out. And usually the game, because especially if you're just playing by normal regular rules, normally what ends up happening is, so like she got me with 5 points twice, and then the last hand she got me with 140 points. I got her with 10 points, 75 points, 70 points, and then I got her another hand with 5 points because I tend to go out before she can even lay down. That's one of the things there. So the game is generally won on that last hand, and that's why no discard is so important. Now, there is a point structure. So from 3 to 10, it is 5 points. Face cards are 10 points. Aces are 20 points. Wild cards are 50 points. And wild cards are deuces and jokers. Now, most people sit back and will play Rummy with one deck. But as you see here, contract Rummy is played with 2 decks. So in order to play this game, you must have. Will you keep her in there with you, please? In order to play this game, you gotta play it with 2 decks. So as you see, I have a regular set of cards. Plus, we're also playing with the Hard Rock Cafe deck. But generally, you shuffle them. You deal out 7. Things like that. It would be that's the general game. for those of you that are curious. What's up, Leonard? What's up, Sigmund? If a fish was a dancer, what would the gorilla do when challenged to a dance-off? I have no idea. So, but that being said, this is the basic game. So every weekday on my days off from work, I do a check-in. So today the green room is open. We started the green room before the live stream. It starts about a half hour before. We sit back, we have regular conversations, we chit chat with each other. I come over here and I check in with you guys, and then I go back over to the green room, and we continue our conversation over there. So if you'd like to be able to have a little bit more behind the scenes, closer contact with me, come on over to Patreon. It starts at $5 a month, and you'll be able to join the green room. And there's some other cool stuff. So I just posted and updated some pictures over there as well. But as far as an update of what's going on, as far as getting America's backbone built, I am kind of getting the infrastructure set up, and there's a lot of moving pieces. I went down to City Hall. I got to talk to the tourism manager. She wants me to put up a couple of videos. Once I put up a couple of videos, then the city will decide if they want to get behind me. Since this is my first, this is a pilot, I have to be very tactful about how I go about implementing this. Next week, I'm getting all of my interviews lined up right now, or at least the ones that I can. I'm getting lined up right now so that I can start filming next week, and on my free time get a lot of the editing done that needs to be done so that we can do our pilot episode. Now that in itself is going to be, it's just going to be an introduction to Maryville. Who is Maryville? What is Maryville? What makes it a town to be? What are the cool and interesting stories that are around here that people might want to know? And so it's gonna be maybe a 5 to 7 minute video, but that's gonna be the pilot. And the schedule is to do about 50 to 60 videos over the course of about a year to a year and a half, highlighting the town, what it means to be a resilient town, the struggles that small towns have, because I know that some of the business owners here, they struggle because there's not a lot of traffic. And so if there's not a lot of traffic, or there's not a lot of tourism, their shop is kind of like running on fumes, and so they're not, if there's a bump in the road, that might put them out of business. And so there's different opportunities that I want to bring to the community, that will kind of allow me to monetize what I'm doing without extracting any money from the community itself. I'm considering this is in the works, but for each town, there's gonna be like a general store for the town, a digital general store. So like we have an antique shop here. It's got some really nice antiques. If you're looking for antiques, you would come to the town general store and go into the antique shop and be able to look there. So you may be in I don't know, Athens, Georgia, but at this point, you can have that shipped, and so therefore you don't have to make the trip. The town gets to survive, the local merchant gets to reinvest back into the town, and things like this help the community actually survive and thrive. And so this is something that I'm looking at trying to get started here as well. There is one shop owner that kind of inspired this, but I'm not 100% sure about because I'm selling the stuff that he wants to put on a digital shop or a digital general store are it's licensed memorabilia that I may have to really think about the the legal implications. But a lot of these other merchants around here, like the thrift shop, you see this shirt right here? I bought this shirt for $4 at the thrift shop. They've got all kinds of nice stuff. Like you can get stuff for brand new stuff at a discount price, and get it shipped to you and still pay less because you got it from a thrift store and you help a small town. So that's kind of the idea behind what I want to help these guys accomplish, or at least the model in which I'm setting up, because when I started this channel, it was more to be an influencer and more to bring awareness and it was more to be an educator, to educate the prepper community about how to survive homelessness. Well, I've done that for long enough to where I've taught you everything that I can teach you. If you want to know how to survive homelessness, well then I've got 2 years worth of videos, 3 years worth of videos that will tell you everything that you need to know, from how to prepare for homelessness, how to avoid being homeless, how to survive once you're homeless, and how to get off the streets if you are homeless. Or how to make money even if you're not homeless. And I think so many people fail to realize that my stuff can be cross applied, whether you're homeless or not homeless, but they think just because I did it in a homeless setting that it cannot be done in a house setting. You actually have a lot more stuff for you, going for you, if you're in a house setting, because you got storage. So if you're going dumpster diving and scavenging and then selling on Etsy, you can do that in a house. You don't need to be you don't need to be homeless or anything. What's up, Jerry? What's up, YTS? Nice to see you guys. Okay, so for that's kind of the bare bones, the simplicity of what's going on, what I'm working on. For those of you that are watching now that have been listening, I'd love to know what your opinion is on my direction. Do you think it's something that I'm barking up a tree that I shouldn't, or do you think that this is? Would you be somebody that would buy from an online general store, from a mom and pop merchant in a small town, versus going to Amazon and knowing that you can get next day shipping because you put an order in over $35? So yes, we are talking about sustainable living, Skin. If you go back and watch a lot of the stuff that I've done over the last couple of years, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So but what's up, Kane? Yeah, you would rather go to Amazon than support a local merchant? Okay, Jerry. Jerry, you used to be a war donkey? It looks like the same avatar picture. But anyways, um, but that's, I mean, you can buy it off of Amazon, or you can buy from a small town merchant. It's your choice. Small town America, one of the big problems that I see, especially just looking at the local economy here, is that yeah, there's a little bit of a digital footprint. Yes, local merchants don't support you. Um, what do you mean local merchants don't support you? Local merchants will support I mean, this is America's Backbone. Okay, is a new channel for those of you that are kind of confused. America's Backbone is a channel which is a spin-off of this, because I have moved on to the next chapter of my life. If you go into my community post a couple days ago, I give a full-on explanation if you're curious about it. But America's Backbone is supposed to be is not to be about me. It's not necessarily going to be a faceless channel, but it's going to be like mini documentary style videos on small town America, how it's being affected, the problems and the struggles that small town America faces, and why we as a nation need to make sure not to let our small towns, diminish into ghost towns. Because if we all get stuck in cities, we're going to completely lose our connection to nature. We're going to lose our connection to simplistic living. And if every generation's raised in a city, eventually nobody will know what it's like to be able to live outside of a city. And so it's important to at least remember and document small towns in case small towns don't exist in 20, 30, 40 years. That way there's at least some record of small town America and the impact in which it made on everyday America. Because this is like, we've got a Kawasaki factory here. Tiffany, are you still in here?
Yeah.
What other factories do we have in here?
We have one that does car parts. I forget.
So we have an auto manufacturing factory here as well.
We have a big time printing company.
So you got a printing manufacturer, okay. What else?
Besides all our stores.
No, we're just talking about manufacturing, industrial base.
That's pretty much
So
it.
just those three?
Yeah.
So Kawasaki, the auto parts, and then the paper printer. Okay, so I mean that's small town America. Those factories are not going to come into a city like Orlando or Philadelphia or St. Louis or Kansas City. Those are going to go to small towns where the taxes are low, the environmental issues, the environmental regulations are less because the closer you get into a denser population, the harder it is for a factory to operate. That's why they're in rural America. And for when I first got here, the Kawasaki factory hadn't gotten a new batch of employees from the local TEP agency in a month, and normally every week somebody's going there. So I mean some of these companies, not only are they automating and they're scaling back their hiring, but just because of the low demand due to the Trump tariffs, this is a small town. If this factory goes under or this factory, cuts its jobs in half, that's going to decimate this small town, and it's going to go from a thriving town to something like Flint, Michigan. You know what I mean? And so this is the edge that small towns live on. Is yes, they've got the jobs, but if those jobs ever go away, that completely decimates it and there's nothing left because basically they've got all their eggs in one. Okay, did we? Huh. Apparently I lost my connection. All right, guys. So, anyways, it looks like we lost connection here. So, what I'm gonna do is because I'm willing to bet that the kid's playing his video games or something. I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna end this broadcast. But that's what America's backbone is. That's the ideology behind it. Um, Small businesses and small town America are the core of what made America. And so come on over to America's Backbone. The link is in the community tab. I will start letting you guys know more about it. But I'd like to invite you guys over there for a couple of reasons. One, to follow me if you want to follow me, but two, I think that you guys will like it and come to find value in it. And it'd be nice to be able to get up to 50 subscribers pretty quick. So right now we're sitting at about 20. So if we could get like another 30 or so subscribers over there, that would be freaking awesome. But with that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead in the live stream right now. And I'm going to go into the green room. So if you'd like to join me in the green room, come on over. You can find the link on Patreon if you are a paid member. Thanks for being here, guys. And I will see you on Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel.